sweep for us. It's hard to beat anybody, 2 times on a weekend, much less 3. It's just, this league's so competitive. So anytime you can get a sweep, it's big because, it's a long season and things happen and you have a bad weekend and sometimes this makes up for it a little bit. But, I thought overall that we played really well. We turned a couple really nice double plays. Landon gave up a solo home run. I didn't feel like solos were going to beat anybody today. Gave up 2 of them. We're down 2-0 and, cut it in half. And, it's just you knew that the ball was going to fly out of the park today. And as a matter of fact, we took our batting practice inside. I didn't want our guys hitting in it. I knew it was going to turn and come out of the northwest pretty good. And Coach Thompson and I talked about it last night after the game. We just go work on some things, work on hitting the ball through the middle and the other way, and I think it worked a little bit. But overall, just solid games. We played solid all weekend. I don't know if we made an error all weekend. I'm not sure, but I tell our guys all the time as well that if you pitch a little bit and you play really good defense, you're going to be in the games. And we have an explosive offense, and we put together a couple of really good innings. We didn't get as much as we wanted there, and I think the 5th. But, we set it up, and we just didn't quite get the big hit. They set their inning up in the top of the 8th, base loaded 2 outs, and we got to pop up to the catcher, and then, we took advantage of a leadoff walk, and then we had a 2-run homer, and built up another inning where they had to make a decision on whether they're going to put somebody on or not and get to Brent. And, he wasted no time. He stayed on that slider, went the other way, hit it up in the jet stream, just let it blow out. At a minimum, he had a sac fly, and it worked out. But it was a really good weekend for us.
What did you think about the bottom third of your order today? And then Thomas in particular seems like he may be turning a corner the last week or so.
Well, he's been swinging the bat good, obviously. But the bottom of the order, has been really, I think, all weekend did a pretty good job. I know that, Ryder had 7 hits on the weekend. I think he had 2, 3, and 2 today, a couple home runs. He's in the 7-hole. Souza got a few hits, but he also walked a few times, scored some runs. And then, obviously, Thomas got a couple hits on Friday. Can't remember what about yesterday. And then today, a couple more. It was it was good because those 8, 9-hole hitters can really run. They're a threat on the bases too. So if they're on for Davalin or Aloy, it might help them get maybe a better pitch or two, or we might steal a base. But end of the order was really big this weekend.
They made a late pitching change because of what happened with their guy yesterday. How far in advance did you know what they were going to do pitching wise, and did it throw you off at all today?
No, it didn't throw us off. We knew that he got hit yesterday in BP by one of their own players, hit the ball out of the park and wasn't paying attention, and it hit him pretty good. That's a bad break. But we found out this morning about, I think it was probably around 10, that he wasn't going to pitch for sure and who was going to pitch. And we felt like if he didn't pitch, it would be their Tuesday starter who had really good numbers. He's a really good pitcher. He doesn't throw very hard, but he can pitch. He doesn't walk people. I think he walked 1 today, maybe 2. Yeah, 1. And I think he only had 5 walks coming in. And, now he's up to, I guess, 6 walks and about 30 Ks. And he just kept pounding strikes. But you got to look back at the inning. We only scored 1 run and we made him throw 30 pitches. Pretty amazing. Maxwell set that up with his 12-pitch at bat. And then it seemed like Cahillo had a really good at bat as well, where he fouled off a bunch of pitches. I don't know how many he saw, but it was quick 2 outs and then bang, he would fight, and that probably cost him at least 1 inning, probably 2 more innings if he kept pitching the way he was and we didn't hit him.
I think that was Maxwell's longest out of the year, but he's had some similar ones to that. What is it about him that he's able to just fight like that at the plate?
Well, he's got a really short, compact swing, and he's he definitely with 2 strikes makes some adjustment in the box and not trying to do too much, just kind of fight until he gets something, maybe a mistake, and try to hit it right back at somebody. For the most part, he's, like I said, he's just a good hitter. He's been around. He's He's got a lot of college at bats, and that's why he hits in the 3-hole, because he's a tough out. I mean, you could hit him anywhere, but he's just really tough out. And you can do a lot of things with him. You can bumper hit both sides of the diamond. He can hit home runs, and he can hit for average. So it's been fun having him.
Just some clarification, you guys. You didn't want him hitting on the field just because you didn't want him seeing those long balls
Sometimes
out.
when you take batting practice on the field, it's third day in a row. You're kind of worn out anyway. I mean, we played 2 games: Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Hit on the field. Didn't hit on the field maybe one day for sure. Maybe both days, Tuesday or Wednesday. Just go inside when the wind's not blowing, it's not beating on you. Lighter stretch, not running the bases. We hit on the field Friday, Saturday, and we just felt like it might save a little bit of energy. And sometimes the wind's blowing like this, you start hitting, you get a little crazy. We have controlled rounds where they're working on things, and I'm not saying they would, but we just feel like the overall, we thought it would be better just to save their energy, hit inside. We know our own field, we know the wind. We were going to take some fly balls when we came out. We did our little infield work and play. So we've been doing it a little bit. We've been doing it, and we've probably done it 5 or 6 times already this year.
Landon, 63 pitches, saving him for later this season. What did you see from him early on, and what maybe prompted you to go to the
It felt
bullpen?
like they were going to come around on him a third time. We had a bunch of guys ready to go. We don't want to leave him out there too long, and nothing. Yeah, I mean, we could have easily sent him back out the 6th, and he might have gone the 6th and 7th. But yeah, it's a long season. There's no particular reason.
Susan, you mentioned him in the walks. I mean, we've seen him kind of get slowly better as the season's gone on. Is that kind of another sign of it? And I mean, is that maybe the last thing that comes with it? Is just being a little bit more patient at the plate and adding those base on balls to the hits?
For our hitters, you're talking about?
For Souza in particular.
Oh, yeah. So Souza is, what he did, and you saw it all weekend, they'd start him off with maybe a changeup down and away, and when he takes it, he's ahead of 1-0. And he's been behind 1-0. Then it's 2 or 0-1, 0-2 a lot. And I just see that he's seeing the ball better, and he's fighting better. He's a tougher out, and definitely his walks are up, and that means he's going to start hitting the ball better. I truly believe that.
And Christian Fouch, I mean, is it mental maybe when the hit by pitches happen like this so consistently?
Yeah, I'm sure it is mental. I think he just needs to go out there and pitch, quit worrying about everything, because it's like he's got to go out and do what he can do so we can pitch him. So it's his battle. He's got to win it. So we need him. And it's time for him to, move on from this and do what he can do.
Dave, talk about your offense. So I've been watching them, I guess, admiring from afar.
Yeah.
Could you discuss how the pieces have come together and made them so productive?
Well, I think it all started in the fall for the most part. We got a couple of kids to come our way, and we had some guys coming through, and there was a big emphasis on being a lineup that was relentless and powerful, and just fight, and make adjustments with 2 strikes. And we knew we were going to hit some home runs. I told her I like doubles. Doubles turn into home runs, and we play here. You never know which way the wind's going to blow. I mean, it'll blow in hard as blow out today, and we had 3 different winds this weekend. We had across pretty much in, and we had a different wind and then a different wind. I mean, it's just the way it is. Our guys have learned how to handle it, and when you hit the ball hard through the middle and you work, and that's what you work at, good things happen. But I think with 2 strikes, we've done a really good job this year of fighting and getting pitch counts way up on pitchers, and we put together some really long innings and big innings and scored runs. Even like I said, I think we forced their pitcher to throw 30 pitches, and we only scored 1 run, but he threw 30 pitches, and the 1 run was on a home run. So that was kind of interesting. The other day, 2 outs, nobody on in the first, made the kid throw 45 pitches. with 2 outs, or 35 more pitches with 2 outs. It was amazing. So, yeah, I mean, it really answered your question. We probably have to sit and talk about it privately, and I can tell you some more. These guys write all kinds of stuff, about it, and I don't want them to. So,
I guess the other thing would be, was there a moment where you kind of realized what this offense could become?
it was probably about a week into fall ball. We were going, okay, this guy's good. This guy's going to be fine. This guy's older. This guy's going to push this guy. And we faced our pitching, and our pitching was really good in the fall, and we hit it. And so that kind of was a telltale that, we could stack these guys, and it wasn't going to be like a 5 deep and then 4, the pitcher gets back to the top. It was going to be, it could be 9. And it got a lot deeper over the last few games, in my opinion, if you just look at what we've been doing all over the lineup. And one day it may be the middle or the top, and then it's the bottom. And, it's just like last weekend, Ole Miss, they walk, I think it was Logan Maxwell to load the bases. And Iredale hits the ball decent, but he hits into a double play, so it worked. Today they did it, and he hit a grand slam. And but for 2 weeks he carried us. I mean, he was hitting home run and giving us leads, and you can't expect him to keep that pace up. But then other guys picked him up. So you're never going to have 9 hitting at a time. But if you can have 5 guys hitting, the other guys working and working the count, even though they're not getting their hits, it's going to make it better for everybody.
Was it a hit and run when Thomas hit the home run? Was it a steal?
That was a straight up steal.
Okay.
Was that a 0-2 steal? Yep, and a hanging curveball that went
And then on the rundown,
379 or whatever they said. Yeah.
you got an out on the rundown. Would you like the guy to throw to third? How would you like to do
I was
that?
good with it because that's 2 down. The way I look at it, the runner's probably going to be in scoring position anyway, so just take the easy one. No reason to throw it away or panic. It worked out, so for the most part, yeah. We didn't do everything right out there, but we won't get into that. But we have handled the ball pretty well this year. And like I said, I don't think we made an error all weekend. And I think we made 1 error. I think we made 1 error in each game at Ole Miss. Other than that, we went like 10 games in a row without an error. Didn't make an error in the 2. I don't think we made one all week. And we don't walk a lot of people. So if you do that, you got a chance.
Bobby didn't pitch he pitched in the first weekend, but then primarily midweek. What's he been doing recently that's gotten him higher in the pecking order with the bullpen?
Going out there and throwing the ball mid-90s like he can instead of 92 and tiptoeing around. Today the first hitter he throws breaking ball. I think he threw, I don't know if he threw 2 breaking balls for strikes. He's supposed to throw a breaking ball in the dirt, leaves right down the middle base hit, and you're kind of going, wow. And he hadn't done that, but that is some things that had been going on, and he got away from that. He was spotting up heaters at 94, against Ole Miss. He pitched great, and then midweek we let him pitch, and then we said we got to pitch him again. And we were just trying to get everybody an inning there at the end. It wasn't like we weren't trying to win the game. We thought since we got Landon out of there, we got 4 innings to go. We got a 2-run lead, and we got 4 really good pitchers. And Christian got off to a bad start, hits the guy with the first pitch up and in, and 2 pitches later, hits a double down the line. You go get him because, we didn't know if he was going to flip it. Yeah, that was going to be the game, we thought. So, Coyle did a great job.
Ahead to Tuesday, is it going to be a little weird to see Missouri State without Keith Gutton?
Yeah, a little bit, but it seemed like we played them so much. It's still Missouri State, and yeah, I haven't even thought that far down the road. Honestly, just want to get through today, but. We'll take a day and a half off. We'll be ready to play, and I'll guarantee you I'll play a few guys that give a few guys a break and play a few other guys to try to win a game.